Well, this plot around the alleged plans to blow up a mosque in Galway by a newly formed right wing extremist group we now know are called the IDA. No, not the IRA, the IDA, the Irish Defence Army, one of whom is a Lithuanian man with a Latvian girlfriend, and another member that was pinched on Wednesday and arrested turns out to be a Sinn Féin activist who has met Mary Lou McDonald and attended a Catherine Connolly presidential rally within the last 6 weeks. Hang on a minute, is that not the extreme radical leftists who are now hosting an activist who is working for an extreme right-wing group? I call BS, and have done since this story first came out. So look at these headlines today. Mind you, the only two places that you'll find these headlines are in the Irish Independent and the Belfast Telegraph. Look at this. Sinn Féin activist held over mosque terror plot. Previously admitted selling coke. A man arrested was at the Sinn Féin event in Dublin 6 weeks ago, addressed by President Catherine Connolly, but is not a party member. But he's the partner of a party member who's now been kicked out. This is Sinn Féin, remember? The hard left group, harbouring an alleged activist who shacked up with a member of Sinn Féin and is part of an extreme right-wing terror group called the IDA. The suspect in far-right extremism probe met Mary Lou McDonald campaigning in the general election. Listen to this. The couple were admitted into Leinster House twice this year, as guests of a Sinn Féin senator. So he's met this far-right activist who's working as for a far-left party or associated with them, has met Mary Lou McDonald, has attended a rally for President Catherine Connolly, and has been in Leinster House twice in Dublin as guest of a Sinn Féin senator. This is the article from the Belfast Telegraph, or maybe it's the other way around. I'm not sure if that one's the Telly or this one's the Irish Indie, but it reads, mosque terror plot, a Sinn Féin activist who attended party conference addressed by Catherine Connolly. And then they go on. The bullet points are the same. Notice that? They're exactly the same. Sinn Féin says a man arrested was at a party event in Dublin 6 weeks ago, but is not a member. He met Mary Lou and he was in Leinster House twice. Don't forget, Connolly also employed some jailbird who was arrested for firearms offences and was signing her in and out of Leinster House as well. Shady Catherine. Unreal. So we now know a little bit more also about this far-right group. We've got the name and, we're getting more details about some of the members. Apparently they laughed and joked about an imminent attack on a Galway mosque. Imminent. Judge Andrew Cody refused bail after application by one of the two men arrested in Portlaoise anti-terrorist operation. And this is one of the main players in the Irish Defence Army. He's a Lithuanian called Karolis Pekauskas. He's a Drogheda man via Lithuania with a Latvian girlfriend. And another member of the right-wing group is the partner of a Sinn Féin member. I call BS. So Pakauskas has had his bail denied. Surprise, surprise. Members of a violent and extreme far-right group were laughing and joking as they rehearsed the video statement they planned to release after an attack on a Galway mosque. Again, what, they weren't taking it seriously? And this video, by the way, was filmed in the house, allegedly, of the Sinn Féin member, who is the partner of one of the members of the IDA. The attack was imminent. Garda intervened. Gardai intervened. What, were they on their way to do it? That's what imminent means. It's literally about to happen. And if it was an attack in Galway and they were arrested in Portlaoise, it wasn't exactly imminent, was it? It takes a while to drive up there, unless they were getting a helicopter. Gardaí based that opinion on items they seized. Oh, it was just an opinion. It was the Gardaí's opinion. It was their opinion based on what they found in a car and in the house of two alleged members of the so-called IDA, Irish Defence Army. They included components for explosive devices. So they hadn't even put together the IED. There were just components there and documents. The claims emerged yesterday after one of the men, Pakauskas, whatever he's called, applied for bail. The Lithuanian national, who works as a security guard and as a stepfather, was arrested in Portlaoise on Tuesday the 4th. So again, very odd that a Lithuanian immigrant would be concerned about how the Irish government is treating Irish people. So much so that he joined a far-right extremist group called the Irish Defence Army. Pakauskas has been here since 2006. His father lived in the Republic for about 30 years and was now an Irish citizen. The accused man lives in Drogheda with his fiancée, a Latvian woman who has been here for 20 years. He has strong links to Lithuania, where he's friends and family, and may not remain in Ireland if he were granted bail. He would scarper. There were also concerns he may engage in further crimes and pose a threat to the safety of the public. Well, yeah, maybe. If this is to be believed that he was about to have an imminent attack on a mosque, well, then I wouldn't say there's any maybe about it. He would just continue his business. But don't forget, that's Gardaí opinion. Niall Storan for Pakauskas objected to a video seized by Gardaí being admitted as evidence. However, the judge didn't agree and ordered the court to be cleared so he could view the video. It showed 4 masked men and described as well-founded the Gardaí suspicion one of them was Pakauskas. The men were laughing and joking. They were making a practice recording before filming a second video to be if this was a dress rehearsal video, you wouldn't be arsing about in it. You would take it seriously. Then you would prepare for yourself. Something stinks. Again. The men in the video read from a statement claiming Irish people were enduring poor treatment by the government, including around health, housing and welfare. That could be just about any Irish person. About 80% of people think they're being shafted at the minute by the Irish government. They blamed this on the number of migrants coming into the country, of which one of this terror group was a migrant and was married or going with a Latvian girlfriend. Planned attack was part of the IDA, Irish Defence Army, and would be followed by others targeting migrants. As he gave his evidence and objected to bail, Mr. Storan was challenged this And he concluded 4 threaded pipe ends and 6 bottles of hydrogen peroxide allegedly found in his client's car were intended for construction of an IED. Maybe he was going to bleach his hair. Maybe he was going to bleach his hair. But anyway, that's where we're at now. You know, it gets weirder and weirder. Tell me what you think below. What next? What new revelation are we going to find out tomorrow or Monday? Because this ain't over. Not by a long shot. But anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. Cut and paste the link to this video. Send it out to your loved ones and even your enemies. Send it out to everyone. Let people see the shenanigans and skullduggery that's going on at the minute in Ireland. For now, I'm Rick Munn. This is No Risk, No Reward Media. Over and out.